This demonstration will showcase the use of Autodesk Inventor LT to create a new part file based upon imported geometry. To begin, I'll use the open command to open up a step file that represents an assembly from another CAD application. When brought into the part modeling environment of Inventor LT, each component within that file becomes an independent solid body. Let's turn off the visibility for the component that we'll be creating a new revision of and use the copy object command to extract some surfaces which will be later used to help define the finalized part. With those surfaces extracted, we can now delete or suppress the remaining solid bodies. In order to define a plane to create a 2D profile, I've created a bisecting work plane onto which I'll create a new sketch. Using the project geometry command, I can copy edges from my reference geometry into my 2D profile. I can create additional geometry such as lines, circles, and arcs as necessary to define my completed 2D shape. In Inventor LT, the creation of a 2D profile is created initially based upon a sketch, which represents a loose approximation of the overall shape. That sketch is then refined based upon constraints, both geometrical and dimensional. By adding constraints, that sketch is converted to a fully refined shape. Based upon how the geometry is created, the number of constraints that needed to be added at a later time can be minimized. Here, I'm taking care by creating my line so as to establish tangency at the time of creation. With my 2D sketch now defined, I can exit from that environment, turn on the visibility of my extracted surfaces, and create some features based upon them. Here, I'm going to create an extrusion based upon a measurement between those two faces, which is then utilized as a dimensional value with an equation. We can share that sketch that we just created so that we can use it as the basis of additional features. Let's now create an additional feature, which in this case will be a cutout. With my part completed, I can turn off the visibility of my sketch and extracted surfaces and unsuppress those initial solid bodies in order to visually verify that the part I've created works within the context of this design. It seems, in this case, that the part that I've just created will work just fine in this design. Therefore, let's again suppress or delete those remaining solid bodies in order to prevent them from showing up in a drawing. Here I've started a new drawing file based upon my AutoCAD DWG template, and I'm inserting a block that corresponds to the sheet size. Since that block has attributes, I'll supply the necessary information. Creation of views of our 3D model is very simple, and even complex views such as projected views, section views, detail views, and isometric views can be created quickly with only a few clicks. Once those views are created, I can use a range of annotation commands in order to fully document my design. In this case, I'm creating a dimension by retrieving it from the original 3D model. In addition, though, I can create additional dimensions as necessary for my manufacturing process. Jumping ahead, you can see my finalized drawing, which is saved as a DWG file.